Hey guys, it's Ozani here, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit, but welcome back to another video. Today, I really want to focus on the newer players, on how to play the game, and how to really compete against all those other people who've been playing for a really long time. Now, I've been playing Airsoft for about a year now, so I have enough experience to know what I'm doing, and I've definitely improved when I started. I still remember and know some of the mistakes I made from when I first started. I think this video will help a lot of newer players out because they don't really know what they're doing. They've never been to an airsoft field, and I think they'd like to know how to play. And a lot of newer players are getting into the sport right now because of quarantine. A lot of people are bored. Most people find out about airsoft on YouTube, which a bunch of videos want to inspire them to play. So they look up a field, they find the field, they invite a couple of friends to play. Now they just want to know what to expect or how to improve. You can skip to the timestamp right here if you just want to hear about newer players and all that stuff. But first, I just want to talk about my name change. I'm getting a lot of questions about this and why I did it, and there's a few reasons that I just want to talk to you guys about. The first reason is I just felt like the one and only is a little bit too long. I think on YouTube, well, I know on Xbox and YouTube and all that stuff, it's spelled kind of weird because the O is a 0 and the L is an I for some reason because I couldn't do it as an L. Basically, it was just a little bit confusing. So I wanted to change it to Ozani. It's just a little bit more memorable and a little bit less confusing. Also, another reason is if I join an airsoft team in the future, which could happen. Say it's, I'm gonna go by another team I know. It's Garden State Airsoft. Say it'll be GSA, the one and only. It just doesn't sound that right because the one only, again, is really long. I'm not saying I'm going to join GSA. But yeah, so back to newer players. So for newer players, I just want to go over what to expect, what to bring before you go, what to know when you get there, and when you're on the field, and even some stuff after you go. So the first thing I really want to talk about is before you go and know what to expect. Before you go, you're really going to want to pack up probably a sweatshirt to, not make BBs hurt as much. If you have any at home, BBs, a gun, but most fields have rentals and you can just use them. Especially for your first time, you're really going to want to use a rental because airsoft isn't for everyone, and if you don't like it, then you didn't waste $200 on a gun. Anything that you have to wear, like sweatpants and sweatshirt, will work fine. Most fields will supply you with other things. Another thing is what to expect when you get there is people there are going to look overpowered. They're going to have military suits on. They're going to have really expensive gear and really cool guns. Don't be too scared. And I know a lot of people, newer players especially, are kind of scared, and I'll talk about them. I'll talk about the issue with that in a bit. Really, airsoft guns are one-shot kill. So even these guys are really fast-shooting guns, and they're really powerful guns, it's still one shot, and you can just hit them once and they're out. So it's no big deal if you see someone with a bunch of gear and stuff. Don't be that scared. They're not going to be that much better than you. Also, I think talking about airsoft is great. A few players might come up to you and talk to you about a few things, and you kind of have to expect that. Even my first time, I was talking to other players about their guns. They'd come up to me and talk to me about certain stuff or how to improve, especially advice. A lot of players like to give newer players recommendations for what to do next, and take all this, don't think that they think that you're not good. They just know that you're a new player and that you can improve, and they see stuff that you can improve on, and it's nothing against you. So yeah, once you get there though, they'll review the rules and they will tell you their FPS limit, which is how fast the BBs can go. They will tell you about the bang bang rule, or if they have one, which I have a video on that if you want to know what that is. And also they go over rules such as special gun rules. At my field, they allow SMGs and smaller guns that are under a certain FPS to go full auto. Same with LMGs, and with snipers, you have to have a pistol. So sometimes they'll go over special rules like that. Go over the call your hit and some stuff that most players already know, but they need to kind of get engraved in their memory because they're really important. Over rules with grenades and all that stuff, but as a rental or as a newer player, that won't really apply to you. Same with, of course, if you're renting, the eye protection stuff that they go over and the FPS limits. The thing they want to listen to about the eye protection is to not take it off during a game. As soon as you cross that line to like go onto the airsoft field, don't take your gear off, because there's fields around you that are shooting. Even when you're in a game, if you think you're safe and you take it off, but you're really not, or if you accidentally fire, something can happen. And the reason you have eye protection is everything on your face is super fragile to BBs, especially your eyes. Once they go over that, you get all your stuff ready, you get your magazines filled up. Don't put them in your guns yet, even when you're in the loading area. Don't put your magazine in your gun. That's a big rental mistake or newer player mistake. Keep it either in your hand, in your pocket, somewhere, in your vest if you have one. Just don't put it in your gun, because that's kind of unsafe. And make sure also your safety's on, so that other players so the players know that you can shoot them, and so that you actually physically can. And another thing that they'll give you is a gun cover to put over your barrel during the safe area in case a BB somehow gets out, to stop the BB so that it doesn't shoot everywhere. So after everyone's ready, they'll probably either do teams or like gather up teams at the field, or they do it before. My field does it at the field, but I've been to other fields that once or twice that do it before they even go out. Then you start walking to a field if you're outdoors. If you're indoors, you just walk right in. Usually once the teams are figured out, you're in your spawns, the ref will give you, even if he doesn't say anything, you can usually then take your barrel stock off, put your magazine in, and flick it off safety if you want to. I see a lot of players usually there taking a few shots, making sure their guns are fine and working. And then after that, the ref will blow a whistle or a horn or something, some signal to let you know that the game started. And once the game starts, there's a obscure tips video, which will help you with some things about like great game strategies and everything. But I think the main issue with newer players is being really scared. Of course, I already mentioned before, guys in the lobbies have really good guns and know what they're doing. Now, but the thing is with newer players is they're also kind of nervous about getting shot. They really don't want to get shot by these powerful guns. And I get all these things, like, it is scary getting shot. But from someone who's played me for almost a year now, it's very scary for your first time. But once you get shot, like your first time, or even like coming from me, once I got shot my first time, I didn't think I got shot by a BB. I thought a rock hit me or something. Because you have all this gear on. The place you'll feel it the most is the finger, but hopefully that's not your first experience, because if it is, then it never feels like that, like, unless you get shot in the hand again. But yeah, if it hits you, like, somewhere besides your hand, you'll usually realize you get hit, but it won't hurt that much to the point where you start to, like, cry, or it really hurts and you want to leave the field. It's never like that, and even the, like, not 5-year-olds, but like 7, 8-year-olds at some fields who go out and play, once they get shot, of course they don't like it, and of course it especially hurts for them. It really doesn't hurt that much. And even to them, like, they usually takes a while to shake it off, and then they leave spawn and go. So just stop camping in Airsoft, because getting hits is the best part about playing. Once you get that hit and you see their hand go up, that's awesome. But the thing about that is, if you're camping in a corner because you're really scared to get shot, that's never going to happen. My first time going to play Airsoft, I was really scared, and I didn't get any hits. That whole time playing, I got 0 hits. And that was because I was really scared, and I didn't push up, and I never peeked any windows. But then once I started playing a bit more, once I started getting shot a bit more, I started playing more aggressive, I started peeking angles more, I started pushing up further. And therefore, I got to hit more people and got better footage, of course, for my YouTube channel. By the way, just a quick thing. My last video has gotten so much support. I've never gotten more than 20 likes on a video that has the views that the last one has. I think it has around 200 views and 20 likes, which is insane for me. And I just want to thank you guys again. Don't be that scared of getting shot. I know it's kind of nerve-wracking. I know that's just natural. But don't be that scared to where you feel like you have to just sit in a room for the whole time. So once you get off the field, of course, you take out your magazine. You don't take your iPro off unless you're in the safe area. You have to wait until your safe area to take it off. You can't take it off like right after the game. So then you take out your magazine, put it on safety. Another note is you want to take out the magazine before you put on safety or put your barrel stock on. You're going to want to shoot a couple shots, just dry firing it. A lot of newer players don't know this. I don't expect them to. But when you're shooting for a while, the spring can kind of get like unadjusted. And to make sure that it's back to its reset point, just shooting it a couple of times after the magazine's out and it's not hitting any BBs can stop your gun from jamming and having a bad experience. But yeah, then you put your barrel stock on, turn on safety, either put your magazine, again, in your hand, pocket, or vest if you have one. Then you go back to the field and just kind of repeat the same steps. Airsoft, if you've basically followed what I just said, for the games at least, to just not camp. It's so much fun, and everyone I've taken so far has really enjoyed it and wanted to play again. And that's great. I mean, Airsoft isn't the biggest thing, and I'm glad that people are starting to enjoy it now, especially since there's not as much things to do. Thank you guys for watching, and if you want to see another video, just go to my channel. Like if you like my videos, dislike if you don't. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.